Good evening and welcome to this live commentary of Liverpool against Norwich. It's the opening Premier League game to the 2019-20 season and I will be commentating it for you live here from Anfield. The first thing we want to do is show you on screen the lineups. Starting with Liverpool, Alisson plays in goal, Alexander-Arnold at right back and Gomez and Van Dijk in central defence and Robertson at left back. In midfield, a midfield three of Henderson, Fabinho and Wijnaldum. And it's Salah and Firmino up front with Origi and no Mane. He's been injured. He has returned to training. I assume Jurgen Klopp's just easing him back into his football due to fitness. For Norwich, of course, it will be a side that will be less familiar to most people, being newly promoted. They have Tim Krul in goal, young right back Max Aarons, Hanley and also young centre back Godfrey at centre back. Left back is Lewis. Two in deeper position of midfielders McLean and Tribal. A attacking three of Buendia, Steeperman and Cantwell, and it's Timo Pukki who leads the line as we are underway here at Anfield for the beginning of this Premier League season. And it starts with Liverpool on the ball, although Norwich can win it back quickly with Godfrey, who plays it to Hanley. Liverpool starting off pressing, and they nearly won it back with Wijnaldum, Norwich keeping the possession, and they've played it back to the keeper, Tim Krul. So an early sign of things to come for Liverpool, pressing every time Norwich have the ball, and the kick from Krul, which has gone straight to Origi, who can run down the left-hand side. Just outside the penalty area, looks for the Robertson overlap. He just overhit it and it goes out for a Norwich City goal kick. The last time Norwich City were in the Premier League was in the 2015-16 season. They finished 19th on 34 points. So it's taken them a few years to come back up and it's given them a pretty much completely different side to the team that was relegated. Only Tetty and Close are the players that still remain at the club. However, both of them aren't in the starting lineup today. If you take a look at your bottom of the screen as we wait for the goal kick to be taken, you can see that tomorrow a 3 o'clock game, Crystal Palace against Everton, will be live streaming here on Match Centre Live. Also remember to subscribe and turn the bell on not to miss any of our streams every weekend for live commentary of Premier League, Champions League and Europa League football. Here's Aarons on the ball for Norwich. He's tackled by Fabinho just in the Norwich City half. Aarons on the ball, plays it towards Buendia, who's tussling with Fabinho, and he wins a throw for Norwich again in the same position in their own half, but much further up it, near the dugout. Aarons takes a throw on to McLean, and he looks for Aarons again, and another throw for Norwich, this time inside of the Liverpool half. Aarons one more time with a throw, this time to Tribal, who's being pressed by 3 Liverpool players and is forced to play it back to Hanley at centre-back. And then back to the goalkeeper Tim Krul for the second time today. He finds Godfrey, and then back to Tim Krul, who hoofs it long up towards Pukki, but Van Dijk wins the header. So to McLean, he can head it to Trent Alexander-Arnold. He hoofs it upfield, and then the first battle between Godfrey and Salah supposedly won it because he forced Godfrey to head it behind for a Liverpool corner. So the first corner of the Premier League season goes to Liverpool. It was a hoof upfield from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Godfrey didn't know what to do with it, panicked a bit and had to head it behind. So here is the corner to be taken by Trent Alexander-Arnold. 3 minutes gone here at Anfield. It goes towards the first man. It's got a little flick on. Norwich getting it away with McLean. Comes out to Gomez. And then headed away by Buendia. As far as Robertson, it's a good ball out to the right to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Pull back for Henderson. Still on the right hand side. His ball in towards the back post, which Van Dijk wins. And then it's cleared by the striker, Timo Pukki. Gomez for Liverpool. Henderson, who plays it back to Fabinho. Down the right hand side it's Trent Alexander-Arnold and then back to Gomez. Robertson for Liverpool inside their own half. Norwich starting to press a little bit early on here, as it's Liverpool's first real spell of possession. Alisson's giving it away towards Timo Pukki. He's down the left-hand side, cuts back onto the right, he's in a wide position, cuts it back for McLean, who skies it over the bar. Well, it was a mistake from Liverpool, it was pressure from Norwich as the ball went to Alisson. His pass was poor as he kicked it straight into Timo Pukki, who intercepted. He ran it down the left-hand side, he cut it back onto his right-hand side, cut it back for McLean. It was a difficult angle, he was on the turn as he took on the shot. It was actually Stiepermann's shot, my apologies, and it went well over the bar. Liverpool though continued to play it out of the back with Alisson, who is still on the ball here waiting for the press from Pukki before he hoofs it along down the middle towards Salah, and then a little flick on by Godfrey helps it onto Tim Krul. It's now 5 minutes gone here at Anfield. Norwich on the ball. Godfrey back to Tim Krul, who's been put under pressure and he kicks it out for a Liverpool throw in an attacking position down the right hand side. It's Trent Alexander-Arnold to take the throw. Here's Firmino trying to find Salah, it was intercepted. Liverpool might have just won it back. Liverpool pressing Norwich, and in the end it was found its way back to Tim Krul and the ball was in his hands. As he just looks to slow the game down as he keeps possession of the ball for Norwich, who of course had their first chance here already at Anfield. But Liverpool being the better side, looking the more threatening, pressing Norwich so far in this game. However, 5 minutes gone, not a really early goal conceded, and that one chance for them to take the lead, the half chance really, for Stiepermann, his shot which went over the bar. Norwich do have a throw in the Liverpool half to be taken by Jamel Lewis, a young left-back, promising young left-back from Norwich City, on his second year at the club, third year at the club. McLean, his ball forward, which just went out of play on the right-hand side for Liverpool, which is where they'll have a throw. Don't forget, if you look at the bottom of your screen, tomorrow we'll be live streaming Crystal Palace against Everton at 3 o'clock. Liverpool take the throw up to Van Dijk. Here is Robertson, who looks to sprint forward into Norwich City half, down the left-hand side. He finds Origi. Origi running at Aarons. Down the left, inside the penalty area, cuts it back and it's an own goal! And Liverpool take the lead here. It's the worst start for Norwich's Premier League season. It's an own goal from Hanley. Well, it was Origi taking on Aarons down the left-hand side. He got into the box, whipped it fiercely across the goal, and then Hanley didn't know what to do with it, panicked, and then kicked it past Tim Krul, who couldn't keep it out, and Liverpool get the early breakthrough here in this 2019-20 Premier League season. So Norwich get us back underway. Not the start they, specifically Hanley, would have wanted. He is captaining the side tonight. After 8 minutes, or 7 minutes when the goal went in, Liverpool take a 1-0 lead. Lewis for Norwich. And then Liverpool win it back with a good sliding tackle from Henderson. Van Dijk towards Robertson, who can run down the left again into the Norwich half. This was how the first goal was created. He keeps on going, gets a ball in, and Hanley still can't deal with it, and it nearly fell for Firmino, although Godfrey was there to cover it up, and eventually he clears. So once again, Hanley struggling to deal with a ball into the box on the left-hand side. He gifted it to Firmino, who just wasn't expecting it, and then Godfrey was there to pick up the pieces. Norwich have got the ball back here with Lewis, who looks for McLean, Cantwell, back towards Lewis, in towards McLean, and now Tribal. Norwich with possession inside their own half, although they've given it away to Firmino. And now Henderson, but then McLean with a recovery challenge. Lewis, back to McLean, pressured by Fabinho. He's beaten Fabinho and he's played it into Lewis down the left-hand side. He's found Pukki, back for Tribal, and he's skied it over the bar. It's the best chance for Norwich City so far. It was a really good chance as McLean beat Fabinho and Firmino, played it to Lewis, who cut it back for Pukki. This is just on the edge of the box. McLean had a chance on the edge of the box, no real pressure on him, but he skied it over the bar. So it remains Liverpool 1, Norwich City 0. A ball into the box from Origi, which Hanley struggled to deal with and ended up kicking it into his own net. That was the opening goal after 7 minutes. No other chances for Liverpool since then, as we are 10 minutes into the game now. Wijnaldum is fouled, which Liverpool have taken the free kick quick to Robertson. However, the referee has stopped the play. However, a new rule in the Premier League season states referees can't stop quick free kicks if they're not giving a yellow card, any sort of card out. Although Michael Oliver, the referee in charge, has stopped the Liverpool quick free kick, and now they will have a free kick. It's quite far out, it's about 35-40 yards out. Salah plays it short to Robertson down the left. He'll get a ball into the box and then it's headed up by Hanley and then away by Pukki for a Liverpool throw down the right hand side. Don't forget to subscribe and leave the notification bell on to miss no streams whatsoever. 3 o'clock tomorrow, Crystal Palace against Everton. Will be live commentary for that. Liverpool take the throw to Firmino. He plays it back to Arnold. Now Van Dijk. Here's Robertson. In towards Wijnaldum, back to Robertson as Liverpool go back into their own half. However, Gomez kicks it up and drives into the Norwich City half, being pressured by Pukki, and he plays it back to Van Dijk. On the left is Wijnaldum. Robertson just behind him, starting to overlap here, and it's played to Robertson, and his deep ball towards the back post, and Salah couldn't get a good enough connection on it, and it goes over the bar, and it's a goal kick for Norwich City. Chance for them to get a bit of possession and maybe start controlling the game a bit, which is something they've struggled to do in the opening 12 minutes here at Anfield. Don't forget to comment any questions about our channel, about the game. I'll answer them as soon as I see them. As well as that, we have a poll. If you click on the I button in the top right of your screen, who do you think will win the Premier League this season? Be interesting to see that. If you want to give a reason why in the comments, feel free to. Liverpool on the ball with their goalkeeper Alisson here. Waits on the ball, picking an option, finds Wijnaldum. Here is Robertson down the left. And then his hoof upfield is blocked by Aarons, will still come for Origi. Aarons picks it up though. Tribal. Back to Hanley. Of course, the man who was the culprit of the Liverpool goal, scoring the own goal after 7 minutes. The ball's played back to Tim Krul, the goalkeeper. His first Premier League season with Norwich. His last time in the Premier League was with Newcastle, on the season in which they got relegated to the Championship. Here's Buendia in a deep position, now Godfrey, who finds Hanley, the centre-back for Norwich, back to Krul again. Krul, and then his long kick deflected by Firmino straight away. It still managed to get away. Here's Wijnaldum. Back to Alisson, Pukki pressuring the Liverpool goalkeeper, and he kicks it down the left to Robertson. His flick onto Origi, and now Liverpool can move it forward. Origi down the left-hand side. Firmino starting to arrive in the middle. He gets that ball in, and it might just come for Salah on the edge of the box. It was headed away. It won't, but it will be a Liverpool throw down the right. Ball in from Firmino, deflected, and then into Krul's hands. Buendia telling everyone to calm down. Buildup, who is a 22-year-old winger for Norwich, who's certainly a fan favourite. The right midfielder playing right midfield tonight. Of course, along with Pukki, who scored 29 goals in the Championship last year, the top goal scorer, and as well as that, winning Player of the Season in the Championship last year for Norwich. Here is Lewis, who tries to get his way past Fabinho, and he does, and he's playing in Pukki, and Pukki's in on goal for Norwich. However, Wijnaldum with a good tackle, it's bouncing around in the box, and Van Dijk can get it away. Well, that was the first real clear-cut possible chance for Norwich as Pukki broke forward. He was caught up well by Gomez, who puts a challenge in. So it's Lewis with the throw for Norwich down the left-hand side, well into Liverpool's half. He throws it towards Buendia, back to Lewis, down the left. Cantwell, Buendia, back to Cantwell, nice one too. Cantwell in towards Pukki again down the left-hand side. Pukki's shot drags wide. However, it stays in play towards Aarons down the right, cuts it back towards Buendia. Buendia in the penalty area, tackled by Origi, and now Liverpool can break themselves. With Wijnaldum, now Firmino, back to Wijnaldum, they're in the Norwich City half now. It's Wijnaldum leading this counter-attack, options to the right, which he plays it to Alexander-Arnold, who gets his ball in, over everyone, although it's poorly dealt with by Aarons, and it comes straight back to Origi. Now Robertson, who has a go, and it just sails over the bar for Liverpool. It was a fantastic swift counter-attack from them. Robertson's shot went over the bar, and it will be a Norwich City goal kick. So both teams having chances in this game. However, straight after a Norwich City chance comes a Liverpool chance due to the swiftness of their counter-attacks. Norwich's goal kick is played to Hanley, and then back to Krul. His ball out towards Lewis. Lewis running forward into the Liverpool half. He's played it back towards McLean. And then back to Godfrey. He looks for Pukki, and then it's one back, and now Salah can break down the right hand side for Liverpool. He's taken on Tribal, he's beaten Tribal for pace, and he's got options in the middle, one of them Origi, but he didn't pick him out. He went alone, and he was tackled very successfully by Godfrey. And then in the end, it goes out for a Norwich throw down the left-hand side, just inside their own half. 16 minutes gone here at Anfield, 1-0 Liverpool. A Hanley own goal in the 7th minute. Of course, the captain tonight for Norwich City. Norwich have a free kick here just inside their own half, which they've taken to McLean, still inside their own half. And then back towards Hanley. He's looking for a forward option, might not get it, and then in the end he plays it back to Krul, which has been a significant theme for Norwich, playing it back to the goalkeeper. Liverpool pressing well. McLean, back to Tim Krul again. Salah pressing him, back out to McLean. They're playing it round the back here, Norwich. It's broken to Godfrey. Now it's Cantwell, down the left. Although he's forced to run backwards, it's a nice 1-2 with McLean, and Cantwell's got it back. And then his pass, which goes straight into Wijnaldum, and then Wijnaldum looks for Salah. Liverpool on the attack, good flick on towards Firmino. Firmino to Henderson, Robertson's on the left, it's played to Robertson. Just inside the box, gets a ball in, cleared away by Tribal. Liverpool on possession with the ball, now, with Robertson down the left-hand side. Played into Henderson. They're in the Norwich half, but they've just passed it back out towards Gomez. Gomez forward, and then played back to Wijnaldum. Henderson. And now Van Dijk to the right hand side where Gomez is. Back into the Liverpool half with Van Dijk. Now Wijnaldum. Van Dijk again. Liverpool happy to control possession, of course, with the 1-0 lead after 20 minutes here at Anfield. Nearly 20 minutes. Gomez. A good ball towards Alexander-Arnold, which has got in front of the defensive line. He takes on Cantwell, who tackled, but it's come to Salah, and now Firmino, and back to Salah, and Liverpool are in again, and they've scored again! 2-0 Liverpool, it's Mohamed Salah, who kicks off his Premier League season with a goal. It was a fantastic move from Liverpool. And it's 2-0. Of course, the Golden Boot winner, Mohamed Salah, was a ball from Wijnaldum up to Alexander-Arnold. He took on Lewis down the right. Count well tackled. It came straight back to Salah. A little deflection of McLean to the clearance, kicked it back to Firmino. He played in Salah. Salah was in on goal down the right-hand side. Kicked it on his left foot into the far court bottom corner past Krul. And it's 2-0 Liverpool. And already they are starting to run away with it here. So Norwich will have to come back from 2-0 here. They haven't played badly. They've had a few chances. One good chance, one half chance. They do find themselves 2-0 down after 20 minutes at Anfield. Liverpool get a throw just inside their own half. Just a reminder while the throw is going to be taken to subscribe and put the notification bell on so you don't miss any of our streams. Our latest one, they get Crystal Palace Everton tomorrow. Liverpool on the attack again here with Henderson down the right. Plays it back in field to Salah. Firmino, 1-2 with Salah, intercepted by Godfrey, and he passes it out to Timo Pukki. He's given the ball straight back to Liverpool though, down the right with Alexander-Arnold. Henderson, back to Gomez. And then he plays it to Van Dijk. They've moved it quickly to the left here with Robertson. Back into Wijnaldum. 1-2 with Van Dijk. They're in the Norwich City half, Liverpool. Robertson down the left. And then back to Van Dijk. Liverpool very, very happy to keep possession right now with the 2-0 lead they have. But it was a fantastic pick out from Van Dijk towards Salah. And it's come for Henderson. His ball into the box looking for Firmino. And then Krul was able to catch. Long way back for Norwich as it stands, 2-0 down. Hanley with an early own goal for Liverpool. He struggled to deal with a cross. And a little bit of a scruffy one for Liverpool as the ball fell for Firmino after a good move from Liverpool. It luckily fell for Firmino. He played in Salah. Salah coolly finished it from close range. Lewis for Norwich City. His ball forward towards McLean, who doesn't want to with Pukki. Here's Buendia just on the edge of the box, plays it through to Pukki! Tries to chip the keeper. Alisson with 2 saves. It's fantastic goalkeeping. And the flag was up anyway, it wouldn't have counted. But that's the first real chance for Norwich. The first save from Alisson. Pukki was offside anyway though. It was a ball forward from McLean towards Buendia. He played through Pukki that he was actually onside, so VAR would have had a say on that if it did go in. But Pukki's effort saved by Alisson twice as he cobbled up the rebound, and the score stays 2-0. That would have been a huge goal for Norwich City to get them some way back in this game early on here. A ball from Van Dijk is just overhit and it will go out for a Norwich throw down the left inside the Liverpool half. So after 22 minutes here at Anfield, no VAR has been used. No stoppages for VAR, no clear and obvious decisions. Both goals have been fine for Liverpool. And there hasn't been much else happening in terms of refereeing. Of course, the first year VAR has been in English for this year. They were testing it in the FA Cup, however, and the Carabao Cup last season, but it's full time in the Premier League and possibly both the FA Cup and Carabao Cup this year. Norwich have a free kick just inside Liverpool's half. They've played it backwards towards Godfrey, who switches it down the right and finds Aarons, the right back. And he's forced backwards and plays it to Hanley. He switches it towards Jamel Lewis, who can't control it, it's hit over him, and it will be a Liverpool throw. Well, the 2 goals here for Liverpool have been their 1,775th and 76th goal in their Premier League history. Just a random fact for you there. One of them an own goal after 7 minutes, one of them a goal from Mohamed Salah, of course the joint Golden Boot winner last season. At it again, Lewis beats Henderson here down the left hand side. He's played it to McLean, he switches it down the right towards Aarons if he can get to it, and he does. Max Aarons by the touchline, trying to get it on his right foot, he slipped over, Robertson's clearance is poor, comes out to Buendia who can have a strike on his left. It was a poor strike with hardly any power, and Alisson could pick it up. Liverpool break quickly with Arnold, his long ball forward into Krul's hands. He looked for Wijnaldum. Norwich on the ball again, just inside their own half. McLean. Now Lewis. Lewis starting to run forward down the left. Norwich still on the ball, but they're moving it back into their half yet again. Godfrey on the ball to McLean. Back to Lewis. And now it's McLean. Here's Hanley. Godfrey. Liverpool have scored from their only 2 attempts so far. Norwich have doubled their attempts with 4. Only one of them on target. But they might have another chance here with McLean on the edge of the box, and his shot is very well saved from Alisson, who palmed it down to the left-hand side. It was going towards the left-hand top corner. Good save from Alisson as he parried it away. And Liverpool have got it away, and they've also won a throw very high up the pitch on what was a possible counter-attack there. But the Norwich move, it was another good one to create a chance. It fell for McLean on the edge of the box. It was kind of straight down the middle of the goal. Once again, I actually apologise, it was Steeperman. So it's actually his 3rd shot of the game, and 3 shots which he hasn't been able to take. That's the 5th attempt for Norwich City. Only one of those have been on target, unlike Liverpool's, where 2 of them have been, which have resulted in both of their goals. "26 minutes gone here at Anfield. Norwich on the ball, they're being pressed, and Liverpool nearly won it back. They're right by the corner flag, Norwich City, however. McLean trying to move out into the space, pressed by Henderson and others. Norwich have kept it well here. Godfrey, back to Krul. Still Tim Krul. His long ball forward, and then it's won by Liverpool, but it will be a Norwich City throw. The last time Norwich City beat Liverpool in the Premier League, and in fact in all competitions, was in 1994. It was a 1-0 win for Norwich City, and it's highly unlikely that will be the case today now. Of course, with them being 2-0 down. Origi for Liverpool down the left, trying to take on Hanley. He's beaten him, however he's turned back and found Robertson. Back to Origi down the left, who's been fantastic so far for Liverpool. Tackled by Aarons, Origi's got it straight back though. Robertson gets a ball in, blocked by McLean, but it will be a Liverpool corner. Of course, the last time these two sides met, a thriller at Carrow Road, it was a 5-4 win for Liverpool. Who remembers that last minute strike from Lallana to win it? It's going to be difficult to have some drama like that today with Liverpool already being 2-0 up. However, they did lead that game when score the first goal in that game when they won 5-4. The corner goes in from Robertson, and it's Van Dijk, and it's 3-0 Norwich. My apologies, 3-0 Liverpool. It was the corner which went in from Robertson, an out-swinging ball. Van Dijk was free, a power header down the middle past Tim Krul, and it's starting to get embarrassing now for Norwich after half an hour. Liverpool haven't really been completely on top of things so far in this game. However, they found themselves 3-0 up, and it looks as if they're dominating Norwich, but it has actually been a fairly even game. But it's just not going Norwich's way. It's certainly going Liverpool's way. It's a perfect start to their Premier League season, as it's Van Dijk who makes it 3-0. Just getting the scoreboard updated for you, as there is of course the break in play after the goal. 3-0 Liverpool, and the game already seems over after half an hour. They have countered well, Liverpool, so far, but they haven't been all over Norwich. However, they have surely already won this game. As we look at Fark, of course, the Norwich City manager, he can't be too disappointed with the way his team have played, but maybe with the way they've defended, of course, with the first goal being an own goal. And of course, it's always disappointing to concede from a set piece, which is what this third goal has brought. They have created chances for themselves, but just haven't been able to take them. Liverpool get a throw inside their own half, down the right-hand side. Robertson. Van Dijk. Liverpool inside their own half. Fabinho. To Alexander-Arnold. He flicks it onto Henderson. Back to Arnold down the right-hand side. No one really in the box, so he's forced to cut back. Henderson lets it run onto Fabinho. Up to Robertson. Plays it in towards Wijnaldum inside the penalty area. Back out to Origi. His ball in. And then Norwich deal with this one. Godfrey clears. Only as far as Alexander-Arnold, who gets his ball in. And then Firmino, it drops to him. And Tim Krul makes a fantastic save to deny it from being 4-0 Liverpool. It's actually his first save of the game. Norwich on the ball. They've forced to clear it due to the Liverpool pressure. Not very far again though, as it's straight into Liverpool's path and they will have the ball. Robertson. Origi. Robertson inside their own half again. Buendia starting to press and it's forced back to the goalkeeper, Alisson. As Liverpool do have the spell of possession, just to remind you to comment anything about the game, about the channel, any questions, I will answer them as soon as I see them. Also, don't forget to take a look at the poll on the top right of your screen. Who do you think will win the Premier League? Make sure to answer that, and why not say why in the live chat. Liverpool attacking again with Origi, 1-2 with Fabinho, nearly fell for Wijnaldum inside the area, but it's cleared. Still Wijnaldum though on the edge of the box, back to Fabinho. And then his pass, which is intercepted straight away, and Norwich get it away to Van Dijk. Pukki nowhere to be seen up front. He's had to help defend to prevent Norwich from conceding more. As Liverpool attack again with Origi down the left, who so far has very much suited this position. He finds Wijnaldum. He's down the left-hand side now. McLean with a challenge, but it's fallen straight back to Origi. Van Dijk. And then out for a Liverpool throw inside their own half. Down the left-hand side here with Liverpool with Robertson. Now Wijnaldum. Back to Origi. He looks for a ball towards Alexander-Arnold over the top, but it's overhit and it goes out for a Norwich City goal kick. Well, so we just look back at that chance for Liverpool not long ago. A ball in from Alexander-Arnold, controlled on the chest fantastically by Fabinho, and then on the volley, on the turn, his shot, which was fairly close to Krul. That was his first save of the game. Liverpool on the ball again. Gomez. Fabinho, who takes on McLean. He's fouled. Liverpool play on, but in the end, the free kick is given to them by Michael Oliver, who so far hasn't had any VAR decisions, of course, being new to the Premier League. Robertson. Down the left back to Origi. Van Dijk. Play to Alexander-Arnold. Back into Fabinho. Back to Alexander-Arnold. Here's Salah just inside the box. Alexander-Arnold gets a ball in. Krul was off his line. He spotted that. He aimed for goal in the end. Krul recovered, got it away. Liverpool have taken a quick corner. And they've played it into Salah, but it was tackled well by McLean. And then he wins a throw for Norwich. And it's not been the Premier League dream start or dream return for the Yellows. They've had their chances, they haven't taken them. Liverpool have taken what's only been 4 attempts so far. 3 of them, of course, have gone into the back of the net. From Hanley, own goal, Salah and Van Dijk. However, the possession is fairly even in this game. Norwich have a chance here with Pukki as he breaks down the left. He's all alone and he's taken on Van Dijk. He's got past Van Dijk and he might have just won his team a corner. And it's Norwich's first corner of the game and of the season. A chance for some form of lifeline here. Pukki did fantastically. He was all alone in behind. Van Dijk caught up. He was with him most of the time. And he did fantastically well to win the corner for Norwich, which is about to be taken down the left-hand side. It's an in-swinger by Aarons. And then headers one on, and it's just wide of the post from Tribal. Norwich City have won it back, although not for long with Buendia. And here's Robertson for Liverpool. His pass, which was aimed for Salah, went over his head. Here is Lewis. His clearance up towards Pukki. McLean will pick it up inside the Norwich half, back to Krul. Well, Alisson Becker's actually on the floor here for Liverpool. Injured after 35 minutes, a worrying sign for them. He seems to be holding his right hamstring. The play has been stopped here. Not sure what that would have been from. Yeah, it does look like his right hamstring. We'll give you more updates on that as we see it. However, during the stop of play, we'll tell you that in the last 13 meetings, Norwich have only won 1 of them between the 2 sides, and then 2 of the rest of them have been draws. Well, it looks like, yeah, when Alisson kicked the ball out from a goal kick towards Robertson, he slipped over and then straight away was holding his right hamstring, I believe. They're preparing a substitution, Liverpool, and if it does happen, which it looked like it might, it will be Adrian coming on for his Liverpool debut. If you've just joined us, Alisson has come off injured. It's 3-0 Liverpool. Alisson has had 1 save to make so far. Krul has had loads of saves to make. He's made 2, but he's conceded 3. There was a Hanley own goal after 7 minutes. Salah scored after 19 minutes, and then Van Dijk after on the half an hour mark. It does look like this substitution is going to happen for Liverpool. They've been forced into one here. And it's just a chance for a water break. Norwich certainly will need to regroup. They haven't played bad, but they've found themselves in a really difficult position, being 3-0 down. The stretcher is on the pitch, possibly for Alisson, who is still stuck on the floor. This will add some injury time at the end of the first half. He's got up, he's very, very slowly walking onto the stretcher. It looks like a real problem here for Liverpool. And he gets a huge standing ovation from the Liverpool supporters. But it is, of course, a worrying sign for the Liverpool supporters. So many goalkeeping issues. They have, of course, signed one this summer in Adrian as a backup. He will start his Liverpool journey here. Little hug from Jurgen Klopp as he gets onto the pitch. Alisson able to walk off, but very slowly, limping with the help of one of the medical staff. So Adrian coming on for his Liverpool debut. No more Karius, no more Mignolet as second choice goalkeeper. It's now Adrian. How long he will be playing as Liverpool goalkeeper we won't know in terms of starting for them, depending on how bad this Alisson injury is. So we're 39 minutes in here at Anfield, approaching half time. There will be a few minutes stoppage time though because of this injury. If you've just joined us, it's 3-0 Liverpool. Hanley own goal, Salah and Van Dijk have all scored. Alisson has just been injured and has just come off for Liverpool. No VAR has been used yet. Long ball from Krul. Robertson kicked it upfield. And Liverpool have won it back here with Firmino and they can move it forward with Wijnaldum. Now Origi down the left. It was a good tackle by Trybull. Norwich will want to move it forward. Buendia, nice little flick onto McLean. However, Liverpool have won it back and then Origi is fouled just inside the Norwich half. Liverpool free kick. Let's wait for them to take them. If you look at the bottom of your screen, Crystal Palace against Everton. Live commentary tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Of course, it's very difficult to see those games on television, which is why we will be bringing it to you to stream tomorrow. 3 o'clock games will be a theme every week on Match Centre Live. And don't forget on the right hand side of your screen to click the I button to go into the poll of who you think is going to win the Premier League. I'm very sorry to Liverpool fans, I personally believe it's going to be Manchester City for the third time. But Liverpool have made the perfect start to their season, 3-0 up after 40 minutes. Lewis on the ball here for Norwich. Then it's a little scruffle down the left. Lewis thought he was fouled, referee said none of it. Alexander-Arnold with the throw. It's been given straight back to Norwich with Buendia in the centre of the pitch where he has been, considering he has been playing right midfield. It's played back to Buendia, looks for Pukki in behind, Van Dijk read it well and clears. As far as Firmino, whose touch wasn't the best but he's just about kept it in play. McLean's won it back though for Norwich, but Fabinho won it straight back there. And now it's Henderson who will run forward. Plays it down the right towards Salah. He runs on, takes on Lewis, plays Alexander-Arnold, and then he passes it back to Gomez. Switches it in towards Origi. It's a fantastic Liverpool goal from out of nothing. A long ball forward, and Origi headed it in. He's replacing Mane today, and he's got his goal as well as an assist. And it's 4-0 Liverpool as we enter the closing stages of the half. What a pass from, I believe it was Gomez. Liverpool in the attack. Alexander-Arnold played it backwards towards, it was Gomez. A fantastic ball into the box from near enough the halfway line. And it was a great header from Origi just to dink it past Tim Krul. And it is 4-0 to Liverpool. Not the start Norwich City would have wanted to their Premier League return. It was always going to be a hard game for them. They've had their chances, although since Liverpool went 3-0 up, they haven't had many. And now they're 4-0 down. It's going to be very, very difficult for the away side to get anything at all from this game. And for them, probably now and in the second half, just don't concede anymore, don't make it embarrassing. Which it is certainly starting to get here as Liverpool attack again with Salah. His dig ball in towards Firmino, and then Hanley got a touch to header it over the bar. It was nearly another own goal for Norwich. The ball in towards Firmino, he was going to win it. But it was a fantastic header from Hanley just to get it away. It would be a Liverpool corner. Which of course they scored from their third goal, which was a header from Van Dijk. It's Jamel Lewis who's on him here. However, it's played backwards towards Robertson. Back out to Salah down the left. Salah drifting in field and ball in from the outside of the foot, headed away as far as Arnold. However, he is tackled. Norwich, bit of a scruffle, and in the end it's cleared by Hanley. Out for a Liverpool throw inside the Norwich City half. Don't forget to subscribe and turn the notification bell on to not miss any of our live streams. And like the stream if you are enjoying it. Here's one out in for Liverpool. Down the left, inside the Norwich City half. Robertson. Back to Van Dijk. Down the right hand side is Alexander-Arnold. He's still moving it forward. He'll get a ball into the box towards Firmino, headed away. And McLean's giving it straight back away towards Henderson. Origi down the left. Just 1 minute of normal time to go. Robertson got it away and it will be a corner. Sorry, got a cross away, blocked by Aarons, and it will be a corner to Liverpool. Salah's going over to the far side to take it. Probably the last chance for Liverpool. See if they can make it 5-0 at the end of this first half. Salah to take. Ball goes in at the near post, headed away. Comes out towards Gomez. Now Robertson down the left, back out to Salah. It will take on Max Aarons, cuts inside on his right. Ball in on the outside of his left foot again. Went over everyone, out for a Norwich goal kick. But surely counting down the minutes now for half time. They need a half time, being 4-0 down. They did start promisingly, they've had their chances. However, it's all fallen away from them, especially after the third Liverpool goal. They've hardly had been in it at all since then. And Liverpool have had more chances to make it 5 or even 6. However, this 3 minutes has been added on at the end of the half. That's due to the Alisson injury. The Liverpool goalkeeper had to be taken off with what looked to be a hamstring injury. His right hamstring. As he took a goal kick, he slipped. And that's when he's been injured. So Adrian had to come on after 35 minutes to make his Liverpool debut. Liverpool on the ball again. Gomez. Inside the Norwich half, good skill from Henderson. Plays it back to Fabinho. And then his pass, which is just too much for Wijnaldum, but Robertson will get there, is Wijnaldum. In towards Firmino, good turn. And again onto his left side. In towards Robertson, good tackle by Aarons. Robertson's got it back though. Here's Firmino gets it on his left, has a go, it's deflected, and then Krul will pick it up. The deflection which has given Max Aarons a bit of an injury. He's on the floor after making the block. Looks a painful one. It was hit with a lot of force, and it's hit into an area of Aarons, which is certainly very painful to be hit, especially by a Firmino strike. So another break in play here. Well, of course, goal difference might be very big for Liverpool this year if they end up finishing on level points with City. They were only 1 point behind them last year, finishing on 97 points, which of course would have won the title every other season, but the last 2 since Manchester City have won it. So this 4-0 goal difference, plus 4 goal difference, has certainly helped them early on here. Max Aarons is back to his feet, and he's been walked off by the Norwich medical staff after a ball hit him in the balls, and he will be coming straight back on as Liverpool get the possession, but they kicked it straight back to Tim Krul. You just wait for Aarons to be called back on, you feel. Drops it down, and now he'll kick it long. Down the right, when Dia wins the header. But it didn't go very far. Oh, and 2 Liverpool players have taken each other out, going for the same ball. Henderson looks to have come off of it at the worst. And that is actually the last action of the half. And what's been a very, very difficult half for Norwich City. It didn't start too bad. They had the first chance, but it was an early goal from Hanley, an own goal from Hanley, which gave Liverpool the start. And from then on, it's been goal after goal. They have started to dominate Norwich, which is certainly showing by the scoreline. Half-time score at Anfield, Liverpool 4, Norwich City 0. We will be back for the second half for live commentary. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the second half of action here at Anfield. It was a dominant first half for the home side Liverpool as they lead 4-0 as we return to the second half. But before we get going, there's a first problem with VAR. Michael Oliver is checking his mic. He's gone to one of the referees. And it seems like his earpiece isn't working, which is a big problem, of course, with VAR being a thing now. So this has just delayed kickoff a bit. The first problem with video assistant referee in Premier League history happens on the opening night. Just give you more updates. So the kickoff is slightly delayed. I think he's just called his linesman on the far side over, who just let Robertson know. It looks like we're ready to play. Nope, the linesman's coming over to the referee. So a delayed kickoff here, as it looks like the earpieces of the referees aren't working. Just give you more updates on that. So all the referees have come together. Michael Oliver, he comes back on the pitch, and yeah, they're warming up again. The players, they're just keeping the ball on, they're kicking it around. Well, the referee sorts out this technical problem, I believe. It actually just looks like it's the linesman whose earpiece isn't working, which is what the referees are fixing up now. They're plugging everything back in. Very confusing one, but yeah, the players are warming up, they're all out. They're ready to kick off the second half. The referees are the ones who aren't. So it gives me time just to run you through what happened in that first half. It was an early goal for Liverpool, a Hanley own goal. Norwich has had their fair few chances to equalise and to take the lead before that, although Salah after 19 minutes scored the second. Then from a corner, Van Dijk headed it home to make it 3-0. Norwich hadn't had a chance since that third goal. Origi just before half time headed in to make it 4-0. And that was it for the half time. The only other real headline at Anfield is Alisson Becker had to be subbed off after 35 minutes, what looked to be like a hamstring injury. So Adrian came on to make his Liverpool debut. Was still not started this second half. Still not sure what's going on, to be honest, in terms of the referees. Michael was standing there waiting. I think it's just the linesman and his earpiece, his microphone, so what we can hear of VAR, which is highly important. I think that stopped working, or something's been unplugged, or something like that. Can't see the linesman anywhere. He might have gone in to get it sorted. Could be possible that the fourth official will go over to swap over with the linesman, because obviously his earpiece is working. But I think it is the earpiece that is the problem, and it's not working for the linesman, which is hugely important due to offsides being the highest quantity of thing called upon with VAR so far. Been a comfortable, easy game for referees so far. No real wrong decisions, not many fouls really in the game at all. But this is certainly a big problem for them. So Michael Oliver, the referee, just continuing to warm up himself now, running up and down the pitch. Players from both teams still warming up. And we're just going to stop the stream, not stop the stream here, we're just going to turn the music up. If I have any more updates for you, I will give them to you. Just like that. Just like that, the linesman is back. He's running to his side of the pitch on the far side. And it looks like finally the second half here at Anfield is going underway. Smiles from Jurgen Klopp. Probably not from Fark, he's had a disappointing half. So a delayed kick-off to the second half, but it's finally underway. It's 4-0 Liverpool. What can they do and what can Norwich do to give themselves any chance of getting back into this game? They have one possession back early on, and they've got themselves a goal kick in Norwich City. So everything's back up and running for the referees as well as the players in the second half, although the linesman's still fiddling about as we see him in the picture. The goal kick's been taken, players continuing. Kick from Krul, the header was one on by Lewis, but straight out for a Liverpool throw just on the halfway line down the right hand side. Throw taken long but over everyone, straight into Krul's hands. He rolls it out to Hanley, he's put under instant pressure from Liverpool. And then in the end, Norwich have got a throw down the left-hand side out of it, which Lewis will take, the young left-back for Norwich. Norwich, who do have a very young side, especially their defence. All three of their four defenders under the age of 22, or 22 and below. That's Lewis, Godfrey and Aarons. Hanley, though, 29. He was the most experienced, but the one who has scored the own goal, which gave Liverpool the early lead. They have a throw here, inside the Norwich half, down the right. Henderson takes it. Alexander-Arnold back to Van Dijk, who finds Robertson. Inside their own half, Liverpool. They passed it back out to Origi, with, of course, a goal and an assist in that first half. So a fantastic replacement for Mane, who was just coming back from injury as the season starts. Liverpool attacking. It's gone to Origi down the left again, who's taken on Tribal and Max Aarons. Gets a ball into Firmino, left for Henderson, and he has hit the top of the crossbar, and it's still in play though. With Salah down the right, it's a fantastic pass to Arnold. Down the right, cuts it back across, and Firmino has missed it. From just yards out, he took a touch. He just about got a shot away from literally a yard or two out, but he hits the outside of the post and it stays 4-0. Two chances for Liverpool. Cut back across from Origi towards Henderson, who hit the bar. Came out for Salah. Although we'll just look at the shot from Henderson. It might have actually been saved. It was saved by Krul onto the crossbar. So that's a fantastic save actually. But then Alexander-Arnold, through a good move, was in on goal on the right-hand side. He cut it across for Firmino. It was a poor first touch. He never got it under control. He was rushed. He mishit it from 2 yards out, hit the post, and it's gone wide, and it stays 4-0. So Norwich get away with one early on in the second half. Van Dijk to Robertson. One out and down the left in towards Origi, trying to flick it on. McLean was there. And he's won Norwich a free kick just inside their own half. So Liverpool could have had 2 goals in the space of about 20 seconds to make it 5-0. Goal difference, of course, going to be a big thing this year. No team finished on the same points in, of course, the title race and the top 4 race, which is where Liverpool will be. Most likely the title race, of course, for them. But goal difference would be key if they do finish on the same points. Of course, they were only 1 point behind Manchester City last season. So this year, you would imagine goal difference might come into play if we do have a similar year to last year. Klopp having a discussion with the 4th official, asking what the hell happened. It's just a shrug of the shoulders from the 4th official back to him. A bit of a laugh there between the Liverpool manager. He can certainly smile with the first half his team put on, going 4-0 up. Long ball forward from Krul. And then shortly a free kick for Norwich is on the way, and it will be. It was a foul from Henderson, who was tussling with Steeperman. It's a free kick on the left-hand side in a very wide position, not too far away from the box, but it's a chance to get a ball into the box for Norwich. It's going to be a right-footer taking it. It's going to be Buendia, the young winger, right winger for Norwich. He's moved to the left-hand side to get this cross in. So could it be a chance for Norwich's first Premier League goal since returning? Buendia's ball in goes deep, and it's a fantastic ball, but it's hit at the back post. It's still kept on from Norwich, but the offside flag is up. It went in towards, I believe, Tribal in that back post. It was a teasing ball over everyone from Buendia. He was onside Tribal, but it went over him. Couldn't quite get to it. The bounce was just too high, and it went sailing up in the air. Liverpool on the ball with Salah down the right. And then Alexander-Arnold's kicked it straight at Pukki. It was well recovered by Henderson. Norwich still on the ball. They've worked it well towards Lewis down the left. Cuts inside. Finds McLean. The flag stays down. McLean's shot, which goes over the bar. The flag actually went up in the end. Well, of course, it looks as if it's going to be different to the Champions League. Of course, in the Champions League, if there is an offside, the linesman will keep his flag down until the chance is over to avoid stopping the play incorrectly. However, it doesn't look to be the case here in the Premier League. The flag went up before Cantwell's shot. So there is going to be different rules between the Champions League and the Premier League in terms of VAR this season. A few more rule updates which you might not know about, which have been added this year to the Premier League. I will explain to you after, because Liverpool on the attack down the right with Alexander-Arnold into the area, taking on Lewis, gets a ball back and it's deflected into the side netting Liverpool corner. One of the rules for a free kick, attackers aren't allowed to join up in the defender's wall, which can cause confusion for the defensive side, so that's no longer a thing allowed. There must be a 1 yard gap between any attacking players and the defensive wall on a free kick. Get back to more of the rules shortly, as Liverpool are going to take this corner, their 6th of the game. It's a low one from Alexander-Arnold, it doesn't beat the first man, and it's cleared to Henderson. Back to Gomez. Robertson, inside their own half now, Liverpool, back to Gomez. Plays it out to Alexander-Arnold. Now Henderson. Back to Robertson. Liverpool keeping the ball here. They're not getting close to it. Firmino, who's moved down the left, cutting inside from Aarons, and now finds Fabinho. Space for Alexander-Arnold on the right, which Fabinho's played it to. Cut inside from Alexander-Arnold. Back to Fabinho. Liverpool moving it around in a kind of attacking position. Although it's played back to Gomez now, still inside the Norwich City half. He's found Salah, who tried a 1-2 with Alexander-Arnold. Norwich have won it back though. McLean's taken his time on the ball. He's put his teammate under pressure, and Salah's got it back here for Liverpool. He might be in, he's curling the effort, and it's gone just wide. Mohamed Salah for Liverpool. It was Cantwell who just took too long on the ball. A tackle from Fabinho, dropped for Salah. He took on Godfrey. Instead of trying to dribble past him, he just tried to curl the shot around him and Tim Krul, and it went just wide of the far post there. Norwich on the ball in their half. Liverpool pressing again. Tribal chipping it over towards Hanley. It's a clever ball to avoid the press. McLean out to Aarons. Buendia trying to turn. Liverpool have won it back again and they can counter again. Origi running towards the penalty area, plays it to Salah in the penalty area. Cut back for Henderson, who tried to place it. Good block by Lewis. Comes up for Fabinho. He'll hit one, saved by Krul, and just about picked it up before Firmino was coming in. So more chances for Liverpool in the second half as they look to add to their 4-0 lead, which was given to them in the first. 55 minutes gone here at Anfield. We are a bit behind. There was 3 minutes added on at the end of the first half due to a Liverpool injury. Alisson Becker, the goalkeeper, had to come off for Adrian, who makes his debut due to a hamstring injury, what it looks like. Liverpool have won it back though again from Norwich in their own half. Play to Origi down the left hand side of the penalty area. Max Aaron's dealt with it well as he's won Norwich a goal kick. And as we go back to the delays in the game, about a 5-minute delay at the start of the second half. All the players were out, but the linesman's earpiece wasn't working, so the players had to wait for that to be fixed. And there was all confusion really across Anfield. No one knew what was going on, so it was a delayed kickoff in the second half by about 5 minutes. Which is why we're 55 minutes into it now. Ball from Cantwell as Norwich looked to attack. It's cleared away. Of course, Norwich City winning the championship last year in order to get themselves promoted. They did well in the big games there against the big sides, beating the likes of Leeds away from home. But now they're playing the top side in the Premier League away from home, and they find themselves 4-0 down and struggling as Liverpool might counter-attack as they've won it back here. And it's Andy Robertson running forward, chased by Pukki, won fairly by Pukki, and now Norwich would like to move it forward, although they're pressed to go backwards again, and Hanley plays it all the way backwards to Tim Krul. Playing it round the back to Godfrey. Tries to drive it forward. He's trying to take on Fabinho and he's lost out. Henderson, Salah. Nice 1-2. Back to Salah. Can he keep it? No, he can't. The ball from Henderson just overhit. However, Henderson was caught late after his pass to Salah. And it will be a free kick to Liverpool. There was no advantage. It's Godfrey who gave it away initially, and Norwich keep on giving the ball away in their own half, which keeps on leading to these Liverpool attacks, and they've certainly had opportunities to increase their lead in the second half, the 4-0 lead that was given to them in the first half. And they've got a free kick here, chance to get the ball in from Henderson. It's a really poor ball from him, never got the height on it, but it comes out for Robertson who can hit one, and he hits one wide. Fell for him at the edge of the box as it was headed away by Max Aarons. Came for Robertson on the left, tried to hit it across goal, dragged his shot wide on the half volley. There will be a first substitution for Norwich City in the centre of midfield. It's the number 18 coming off, which is Stiepermann. He had a few efforts, 2 which he hit over the bar, 1 shot which he hit straight at Alisson while he was still on the field. He's the first substitution for Norwich City. He'll come off, and replacing him, I believe it's Leitner. The number 10 for Norwich City. It is Leitner. As we approach the hour mark here at Anfield. It's been a comfortable game for Liverpool, but they want more as it stands because they keep on attacking, they keep on pressing Norwich, who are really struggling here. And Norwich have had enough of playing it out from the back because it's causing them problems. Krul from the goal kick sends his players upfield as he kicks it long down the right, but he's kicked it straight out of play for a Liverpool throw. Robertson will take it, it's just inside their own half. As he plays it back to Van Dijk. And now Adrian. Still in the ball for Liverpool. Plays it back up to Van Dijk. And it's a good play from Van Dijk as he beats Pukki and then finds Fabinho. Now Gomez, Liverpool passing it around in their own half. Norwich press, not really doing anything to them. Van Dijk to Gomez. Alexander-Arnold plays it down the line towards Henderson. He's tripped up by Leitner, and it will be a free kick to Liverpool just inside their own half. And as soon as Leitner's come on here, it's going to be the first booking of the Premier League season for the player who's just been substituted on. He doesn't understand why he's been given it. Henderson beat him down the right hand side. He tripped him up deliberately, and a yellow card is given to Leitner. So before this free kick's taken, just a chance to ask you to subscribe and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss any of our streams. There is a stream tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Crystal Palace host Everton. That's our first 3 o'clock stream of the season. They will be streams every week, 3 o'clock games, every single weekend in the Premier League. We will have here on Match Centre Live. That's because it's difficult to stream them on TV. Free kick's taken by Liverpool and then Crawl comes and collects it. Yeah, it's difficult to be able to watch games here in England, the 3 o'clock games, which is why we stream them and commentate them for you, which is what we will be doing all season long here. Crawl's still got the ball in his hands as we are past the hour mark now here at Anfield. The long kick, which finds McLean. Aarons, back to McLean, looking for Pookie, and then in the end Norwich City win a throw just inside the Liverpool half. Don't forget to take our poll in the top right of the screen. If you click the I button, it says who do you think are going to win the Premier League this season, which team? And if you would like, why not say why in the comments or in the live chat after. So far it's 100% Manchester City. Here's Crawl for Norwich as he played back to him again. Liverpool starting to press him as he's still on the ball. He's chipped it out to the left for Lewis. He's controlled it well. He's got to take on Alexander-Arnold and Henderson. He's beaten them. Alexander-Arnold recovers fantastically though and gets it out for a throw for Norwich. Don't forget to comment in the live chat any questions about the game or about the channel. I'll answer them as soon as I see them. Here's Leitner for Norwich inside the Liverpool half. His chip ball which is intercepted and then comes for Fabinho, who gives it straight back to Leitner. And now it's Aarons down the right, chance to get the ball in, plays it to Leitner. Leitner has a go! And either brings the save out of Adrian or he hits the top of the crossbar. It was difficult to see. Excuse me. So it was Aaron's ball to Leitner. It was a difficult angle and yeah, he hit the bar and the post, the corner of the frame. It was a fantastic effort considering the tight angle. Norwich have got it back with Aarons, now Timo Pukki. Buendia down the right, Aarons. He's played it back to McLean. Norwich starting to get into it again for the first time in this half and for the first time since they went 3-0 down. That's the last time they've really had a chance before this one from Leitner. Aarons kick behind for a for a Norwich throw. Aarons looking for Pookie in behind. Pookie's in here for Norwich and he's pulled one back. So it's a goal for Norwich City. It's surely just going to be a consolation. Some Liverpool players had their hands up for possible offside. Of course, VAR might have a look at that, but as it stands, it's 4-1. Norwich City have pulled one back on what's only their second chance of the second half. The ball was down the right. Aarons, Buendia had it. He played it in behind to Pookie, who might just be in an offside position. It's his shoulder. He shot it across goal into the bottom corner. But it's one back for Norwich, and as it stands, it is going to count. And that brings a lot of joy to the Norwich City owner. And she claps her hands in joy. It's been a disappointing evening for Norwich, but they pulled one back at Anfield. So we're just getting the screen up to date for you to show the Norwich City goal. Norwich have got a free kick just on the halfway line. Cantwell won it. It was a fantastic pass from Buendia. He had the ball on the edge of the box. Got it onto his weaker left foot. It was a reversed ball back in towards Pookie. and Pukki tucked it away in Pukki style. Of course, the top goal scorer in the Championship last year with 29 goals. He opens his Premier League account here on what's surely only a consolation for Norwich, but they've got one back. They've scored their first Premier League goal. Pukki's off the mark in terms of goals. 65 minutes gone at Anfield, and it's the first time we've really seen the Norwich City fans and heard the Norwich City fans. Something to celebrate on what's been a hard evening for them, but they are attacking here with Max Aarons down the right. Buendia to Leitner, playing it back to Hanley, and Liverpool are starting to press them again, and Hanley's been pressed by Firmino. He's played it back to Krul, and Krul will start again for Norwich, and what's a very risky pass. Salah nearly got to it, Lewis did though. Leitner's ball forward, it's overhit, looking for Pukki. Van Dijk will get there, should be able to keep it off for a goal kick. Pukki got a touch, but they couldn't keep it on, and it is a goal kick to Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold, who passed out to him from the goal kick. Here's long ball forward for Firmino. Comes for Henderson, he looks for Salah over the top. Salah might just get to it, he's got 3 on him. He has got to it, and he's found Wijnaldum. Now Origi down the left. Gets the ball in towards Firmino, overhit. Over Firmino, out for a goal kick. Cosmatic not in the side today for Liverpool. Not in the starting lineup. Gomez replacing him. Origi replacing Mane from their usual starting 11, but that's because Mane has just come back from an injury. And Klopp looks to be easing his way back into the starting 11 due to fitness. He is on the bench tonight, Mane though. I believe a Norwich City player has just gone down, possibly to cramp. It's Tribal. Firmino helping him out there. The cramp for Tribal. Still struggling. It looks like his gastrocnemius or his calf. And Norwich might be forced into their second change, and it looks like it's going to be Hernandez coming on. A left midfielder, 28 years old. It's going to be his second season for Norwich. Here in the Premier League, he signed on last season when Norwich City went up. We're just making confirmation that is Hernandez coming on. It might actually not be. Alexander-Arnold from a Liverpool free kick plays it all the way back to Van Dijk. Now Robertson down the left. 20 minutes or just over 20 minutes to go here at Anfield. That's a ball back to Alisson, which Pukki nearly actually got to. Adrian, who dealt with it coolly. Alexander-Arnold finds Fabinho through the gap of 2 Norwich players. Now Van Dijk, Robertson. To Origi down the left. Aaron's trying to stick with him, and really couldn't actually keep it in play, and it's a Norwich throw inside their own half. In fact, in the second half, Liverpool's greatest danger has been Norwich's possession in their own half. Liverpool constantly won it back from them and create chances from themselves. I mean, that hasn't happened for a little while. Norwich have started to grow into this game, and they're about to make this substitution. Number 19 coming off, which is Tribal, who was the player with cramp before. It's number 11 coming on for Norwich, which is Hernandez, the 28-year-old, the left midfielder. So you would assume that Leitner, who's come onto the pitch in a cam sort of position, he'll move into CDM, and Hernandez will go left midfield with Cantwell possibly on the right. difficult one to predict. Anyway, Robertson, tackled by Aarons just by the corner flag and then cleared by Aarons as well. Only to Robertson, and it went out for a Norwich City throw. Norwich haven't got it very far as Robertson picks it up, and here's Fabinho running forward for Liverpool into Salah on the edge of the box, finds Firmino, and it might have taken a deflection. It did. It will be a Liverpool corner as the shot deflected just wide from Firmino. It was a good block from Hanley. Corner's taken quickly, headed away by Norwich City. Back out to Robertson, who gets another ball in, headed away again by McLean. Here's Adrian for Liverpool, back as it was played back to the goalkeeper. 20 minutes, or just under 20 minutes to go here at Anfield. Liverpool on the ball with Firmino. Here's Robertson down the left hand side, a possible chance to get the ball in, but he decides to play it back instead. Fabinho switches the ball across to Alexander-Arnold. Lewis recovered well. And then another ball which goes back in towards Origi at the back post, and Aaron's got there just before to get it behind for a Liverpool corner. If you have any questions about the game or about this new channel which will bring you live commentary every weekend from the Premier League, don't be afraid to ask in the live chat. I will reply as soon as I see it. Corner for Liverpool. In by Mohamed Salah. Van Dijk was there again. Hanley won it first though. Of course, Van Dijk scoring the third Liverpool goal from a corner from that side. Salah taking on Leitner. Gets it on his right foot. Chips the ball in towards Fabinho. Hanley was there to head it away. Robertson on towards Van Dijk. 1-2. And then blocked by Aarons, out for a Liverpool throw just by the corner flag down the left hand side. Robertson to take this throw. Looking for an option. Firmino, the only one there. Firmino coming. Throws it to Henderson. Back to Robertson. Wijnaldum. Still in the corner for Liverpool. Aaron's tackles. Another throw to Liverpool. 4-1 the score here at Anfield. Norwich the only scorers in the second half. Pukki's effort from close range. Liverpool might be on the attack as the ball fell for Salah. It was well tackled, but it's coming straight back at Norwich with Alexander-Arnold, who will take a shot from distance, but it flies over the bar. As we're approaching the stage of only 15 minutes to go, Liverpool are to make their second substitution. Of course, one was forced with Adrian coming off. Adrian coming on for Alisson. This time it's Origi coming on, and it's a central midfielder replacing him in Keita. So it might be a little switch up in formation for Liverpool as they have 4 midfielders on and only the 2 attackers with Salah and Firmino. So we're 74 minutes in here at Anfield. A delayed kickoff to the second half has set us behind, as well as a lot of stoppage time in the first half due to the Alisson injury as he came on for Adrian. Bit of a worry there for Liverpool. Didn't look too serious. Seemed to be a hamstring injury, but we'll stop here because Norwich are on the attack. There's a pass play to the right. Pukki can't keep it in. It was a poor ball from Buendia. Actually never went out of play, according to the linesman. Pukki gave up on it, and then Robertson was able to pick it up. And Liverpool have a free kick here, just inside their own half. Just taken quickly by Robertson over to the left-hand side, and it's Keita. In towards Firmino, low-driven ball, out by Jamal Lewis. Mane's ball into the box there. My apologies. Here's Ronaldo. Pass to Robertson, who plays it back to Van Dijk. Liverpool have already had more attempts in the second half than in the first half. Norwich actually had more attempts on goal than Liverpool in the first half, with 7 to Liverpool's 6. However, Liverpool went 4-0 up in that first half. And they did start to dominate at the beginning of the second half and towards the end of the first half, but Norwich had pulled it back in a few chances. They hit the post with Leitner, or post and crossbar with Leitner. Not long after that, Pukki got one back. But Liverpool were in here down the left-hand side with Mane. Cuts it back for Henderson. Good tackle by Godfrey. And it will be a Liverpool corner down the left-hand side. They're yet to have a corner on the right-hand side so far, Liverpool. All 8 of their corners have been on the left. 15 minutes to go. It's actually the 9th Liverpool corner. It's to be taken by Salah. This was the side that Van Dijk scored from in the 29th minute. Salah's ball in, and then it's headed away by Hernandez. Salah trying to get a ball back in. It was blocked. And Leitner's tussling with Salah, Aarons, who kept it well. And now Norwich might want to pass their way out. They've lost it though. And here come Liverpool, and it's Mohamed Salah on the edge of the box. In towards Firmino, deflected. And Norwich can pick it up on the edge of the box. Jamal Lewis looking for Hernandez. Hernandez picks it up. It's his first real touch after being on the pitch for a good 5 minutes now. And he's passed it straight to Joe Gomez, who intercepted the ball towards Lewis. Wijnaldum switches it to Robertson. He can run forward now for Liverpool. Down the left-hand side, it was a fantastic switch of play. Here's Mane. Henderson. All looking for Mane in behind. It was well read from McLean. Here's Wijnaldum. The centre of the pitch for Liverpool. Pass back to Gomez. Now Van Dijk. Back into Gomez. Van Dijk again. Gomez. Now Alexander-Arnold. They're inside their own half. Not really been a chance for either side in the last few minutes. Although Norwich have just won it back from Liverpool when they look to attack, and it's Buendia who rolls it into Pukki. He actually kicked it straight into Pukki, and his pass deflected off of the Norwich City striker. And Liverpool get possession back. Mane. Firmino back to Mane, back to Firmino yet again. He's lost it. Buendia. Good tackle from Fabinho. And now it's Pukki looking to attack for Norwich as they've just won it back. Plays it down the right towards Canwell. Van Dijk reacted well though and cleared. Good play from Max Aarons. Fantastic from Max Aarons as he finds Leitner. Leitner's ball into the back post. Hernandez is in for Norwich. He's taking his time. Liverpool players catching up, and then his shot, which goes straight at Alisson. Oh, there's another chance for Norwich in this second half. Flag stayed down, and there was possibility of a foul on Liverpool at one stage. It was a fantastic ball from Leitner. Looks onside. Hernandez was open. His touch, well, he took it behind him onto his right foot, and Alexander-Arnold caught back straight away, and it was a tame effort. It was a comfortable save by Adrian. I think Norwich City have just won a free kick on the edge of the box. We didn't quite get to see that. They have done. It's quite far out. It's more of a crossing position for Buendia rather than a shooting position. But it might be a chance to pull another one back with 10 minutes to go here at Anfield. 4-1 the score. Norwich City winning the second half by 1-0. First half's letting down, but Buendia does shoot, but it's a comfortable save by Adrian as it goes straight into his hands. Of course, signing from West Ham. Adrian, first choice there, went to second choice since the signing of Fabianski, and then he never recovered. Liverpool, a long kick from Adrian, which has gone all the way to Mane, who's down the left-hand side, taking on Max Aarons. Good recovery tackle, corner to Liverpool. It's so swift for them to attack. Just one kick down the field from the goalkeeper, and Mane was in down the left-hand side. Corner with 10 minutes to go. It's to be taken this time by Alexander-Arnold, I believe. It'll be an in-swinger, changed down the left-hand side. It's gone to the near post, didn't beat the first man. Came out for Robertson. Back to Alexander-Arnold, might get another ball in. And he's beaten Leitner very well. Alexander does get a ball in, and it's headed away by Hani as far as Salah inside the box, trying to keep it back to Fabinho, cleared away by McLean. Liverpool in possession with Gomez, now Van Dijk. Liverpool counting down the minutes to their first Premier League win of the season on the opening night here. It's been a difficult night for Norwich. Could have been a lot worse than what it is though. Pukki's consolation makes things look a bit better, but Liverpool could have certainly scored a lot more goals in the second half before Norwich got that one back. Adrian for Liverpool as it's played back to him. His long ball towards Fabinho, and then he finds Henderson. Henderson running forward now in the Norwich City half, looking for Robertson down the left. Aarons staying with him, and Robertson can't keep it in. Aarons did well again for the young teenage right back. It goes out for a goal kick. Norwich about to make their final substitution here. It's Timo Pukki coming off, the goal scorer for them. A top goal scorer last season with 29 goals on his first season for the club. He is to come off here with 8 minutes to go. It looks like it's going to be Dramich coming on for Norwich. Here's Dramich. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce his name, but it's spelt as Dramich. I believe one of Norwich's few signings. Their main signings, which most people would have heard of, or at least a player they would have heard of, Farman from Schalke. He hasn't played today, Krul has. Liverpool have won the ball back here, and Firmino's running it forward. He's on the edge of the box. He was fouled on the edge of the box, and it's a free kick for Liverpool inside the D, and it might be a real chance to make it 5 here. It was Hanley with the foul. Tried to catch up with Firmino, clipped his left boot, and it will be a free kick to Liverpool. It's on the edge of the box, we have Alexander-Arnold, Henderson and Salah all lining up for it. Of course, no one in the Norwich City wall in terms of Liverpool players, due to the new rule that no attacking players can be in the defensive wall anymore in the Premier League. However, Liverpool players are standing in front of the Norwich City wall. I assume they'll jump out of the way, and it's a weird setup for a free kick for Liverpool, but it will have to be like this due to the new rule. There's about a 5-man Norwich City rule, possibly 6. Certainly an interesting setup. Liverpool might be trying something a bit sneaky here. Henderson, Alexander-Arnold or Salah lining up. Just over 5 minutes to go here at Anfield. Free kick taken by Arnold, good save by Krul. It was a really good free kick going towards the top corner across goal, and Tim Krul got a strong right hand to it. So it will be a corner Liverpool on the way. With a lot of whip from Alexander-Arnold, a lot of curl, a lot of power. Liverpool to make their final substitution here. It's Firmino coming off for a midfielder, in which is James Milner. Yet, not able to score today. The only attacking player that started for Liverpool who hasn't scored this evening. So 5 minutes in it for James Milner to make an impact for Liverpool. It's probably to see this game through. If you are new to the stream, if you look at the bottom of the screen, Crystal Palace against Everton tomorrow at 3 o'clock, live commentary for you. Corner goes in from Liverpool, from Salah to the back post, over everyone, and it will be a goal kick. The reason why we do these 3 o'clock games, which we will be doing every single weekend, is because in England it's very difficult to see 3 o'clock games, or to watch any sort of 3 o'clock games if you're not at the game, which is why we will commentate them for you. So make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss a stream, and it could be your team next. Krul's goal kick, which he hoofs forward. Gomez won the header as far as McLean, and then Van Dijk trying to get it out. Corley played it to Arnold. His clearance wasn't the best, kicking it straight at a Norwich player, but in the end it runs out of play for a Liverpool goal kick. As we approach the final 4 minutes here at Anfield. Not as quite an entertaining half of the first half, which brought to us 4 goals, all for Liverpool. Liverpool have had better chances in the second half, but they haven't had a goal. Good ball from Henderson, who looked for Mane down the left. Well, one from Aarons, who's on the ball now. Chip ball down the line looking for McLean. Van Dijk reacted well. Here's Buendia, who takes it past Henderson, finds Drummich, back to Buendia. Good ball towards Leitner, who is tackled. Still Buendia who picks it up. He has been good for Norwich this evening. He's bagged an assist for himself. Here's Hernandez down the right, trying to get a ball in. Back on his left. Plays it back to Lewis. Lewis who gets a ball in behind from, deflected by Alexander-Arnold for a Norwich City corner. As we are approaching the 88th minute here, there shouldn't be too much stoppage time. Imagine about 2 minutes at the end here. So Norwich take the corner short. Leitner trying to take on Mane. Buendia. Still cutting in Buendia. It's a good one too towards Hernandez. The flag should be up. It is up. It was a clear offside by Hernandez, who hasn't quite been able to make that impact since coming on about 15 minutes ago for Norwich. It's not the night that Farke would have wanted. Not the opening night for the Premier League, not the return Norwich City would have wanted. But it was always going to be a difficult game here at Anfield. They haven't been completely humiliated, especially with their consolation by Timo Pukki in the second half. Of course, there is still a little bit of time for the scoreline to change in both theirs or Liverpool's favour. And of course, with this game being on the opening night, it's one of arguably the hardest game in your Premier League season already out the way for Norwich City. Risky ball back there from Leitner to Krul, who had to hoof it down the field quickly. Here's Mane for Liverpool. It's coming straight back at Norwich. Wijnaldum back to Mane. Henderson on the edge of the box. Plays it out to Salah down the right. Trying to skill his way through. Tackled by Lewis. Now Leitner. And the free kick was given to Norwich. He was tripped up by Salah, who tried to recover and win the ball back. Played short to Buendia in a deep position. And he wins a throw down the left-hand side. Well, we'll shortly see how much stoppage time there will be. It shouldn't be too much, 2 or 3 minutes I would imagine. Godfrey. And then Krul's ball forward. It was headed away, and here's Mane. Back towards Fabinho. Liverpool inside Norwich's half. It's played down the left-hand side for Robertson. Back to Wijnaldum. He's been tackled and then he fouls, I believe, Buendia. Sorry, Cantwell it was. As we do approach the 90th minute, and there will be 2 minutes added on. Norwich trying to move it forward with Leitner. Played to Jamal Lewis. The space for Hernandez further left. He's found Drummich instead. Now Leitner on the edge of the box, tucks it back towards Buendia. Still Buendia, and then he just ran it too far in the end. Alexander-Arnold picked it up and cleared it for a Norwich throw. Lewis to Hernandez. Back to Jamal Lewis. Just over a minute left at Anfield, including stoppage time. Godfrey will have an effort. Spilled by Adrian. Comes for Hernandez. Hernandez's shot, good block by Gomez. He's kept it in play though. Hernandez, Buendia, inside the area down the left, cuts it back to Cantwell, who couldn't quite stretch for it, and Liverpool get it away. And they might be countering here with Mane, who turns back. Space on the right, Milner, Fabinho, they've moved it to the right where Henderson is, and there's players running forward for Liverpool, and there's not many back at the moment for Norwich. Henderson who switches it to Robertson. Robertson down the left, gets another ball back into the back post, and it's over everyone, and it will be a goal kick. And that might just be the last action at Anfield with about 30 seconds left on the clock. So both teams having chances in the last, or in stoppage time. But after a Norwich chance, a Liverpool counter-attack, which has happened a lot in this game whenever Norwich do have a chance and don't take it. Cool. Leitner to Godfrey, and now it's Lewis, who's tackled by Henderson, and it's a Norwich throw. As we're about 5 seconds left here at Anfield, the whistle should go at any point. And it has, and it's the end of the opening night of the Premier League season at Anfield. It was always going to be a difficult night for Norwich City. They have lost here by 4-1. A handy own goal after 7 minutes set the tone, and Liverpool kept on hammering them from there. They kept on coming. Salah after 19 minutes, Van Dijk after 29 from a corner, and then Origi just before half-time, who made it 4-0. Norwich did pull one back after about 65 minutes. It was Timo Pukki, their top goal scorer last year, who gets off the mark. Wasn't enough. It was always going to be a consolation, but the full-time score at Anfield is Liverpool 4, Norwich City 1. Make sure to join us tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We have Crystal Palace against Everton live for you. And then next weekend we have another 3 o'clock game on Saturday. So if you don't want to miss any streams, make sure to subscribe and put the notification bell on. And if you've enjoyed this stream, make sure to give it a like. We will appreciate it a lot here at Manchester Centre Live. But that's the end of the stream for now. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed. And bring on this new Premier League season. Goodbye.